everyone, it's Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Alright, today is going to be a long but exciting day. I'm going to talk about all of the Archer and Olive sub boxes from the past 2 years. So all of them from March of 2023 to December of 2024. So I have done 2 boxes for each of the months. So they do a sub box in March, in June, and September, and in October, and in December. So I'm going to look at 8 boxes in total and show you what each one had and show you kind of the evolution of Archer and Olive's sub boxes, because I think they've actually done a really good job of seeing what people want and giving them more of that, while also continuing to do their experimentation, which is really what the sub box is for them to experiment and try new things and see what people like. And then sometimes they even introduce those things to the actual website for people to buy. So anyway, let's get started because this is going to take forever if I wait too long to start. I'm going to start with the March of 2023 sub box, which was called Charming Picnic. Alright, so I wanted you to keep this in mind. I actually don't have all of the items from this box anymore because it was a long time ago and I've used some of the items. This is also before they put those really convenient cards in their boxes to say what is in the box itself. So I looked up what was in the box, so hopefully I remember to speak on everything that was in it. But of course we have our 2 notebooks, which is my favorite thing about the sub boxes, is that they always have at least 2 notebooks, and that to me already makes the boxes completely worth it. But I'll tell you what was in the rest of it. So we had these, the stuff that's in this is not a part of it, but the actual like little, what do they call it, like crate, this little like mini crate here was a part of it, and there was a second crate as well. I didn't put both out because they're both full of stuff. As you can see, I use them, and so I didn't want to bring both of them out. And honestly, I need to put this one back already because it's bothering me that it's not in its place. But yeah, we got these little convenient crates. I like them. I think they're very nice. Most people, I'm sure, would put things like washi tape or stickers in them. I use them to hold clutter, but it's actually pretty useful, and I really enjoyed it. We had stickers with this set, but I used all the stickers, so you won't see them. Sorry, the stickers are gone. I did, in fact, use them. They were die-cut stickers that had, like, little, like, strawberries and, like, picnic-esque aesthetic on them. There was also, well, I'll talk about that in a second. We got these stamps. It comes with a little... these stamps are actually an upside down, but there's little stamps. Again, all the picnic aesthetics were in here, and the aesthetics of the box, along with a little black stamp pad. If you've seen my videos, you know I don't use stamps very often, and these stamps were kind of difficult for me to use, so I didn't use them too much, but still pretty decent, pretty good for stationery. And we've got washi tape, which there's washi tape in almost all of these boxes. I think there's only one box that doesn't have washi tape in it. But yeah, we had washi tape. There's like little ladybugs and strawberries, this kind of like, it looks kind of like a flowery arrangement, strawberries, and then a classic like checkerboard kind of design. It's really nice. I use all of my washi tapes all the time, so this does get lots of use. We have calligraphs, not acrylographs for this one. The calligraphs are like brush pens. The acrylographs are the paint pens, and the calligraphs are like brush pens. So on one side you have this really big brush tip, broad brush tip, and in the other side you have a fine tip. Ooh, there we go. You got a fine tip on the other side. This was also before they gave us the names of the colors to go on, like in little stickers to go on them. So I don't know what any of these colors actually are. I did put a little thing on to say that it was from Charming Picnic. Those are falling off though, so I don't know what these colors are, and I hope I remember in the future, but they're really nice, lovely colors. I especially like this like pretty orange and green one. But yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna keep saying it, I guess. I don't use brush pens too often. I kind of get pens that I like and then I use those. But they're not bad pens. They're pretty good pens. So if you like the Calligraphs from Archer and Olive, these are it's a pretty good choice, I'm saying. And there's nothing wrong with getting pens in a stationery box. That makes perfect sense to me. This box also had a little, it was where the die cut stickers were in. It was this little like basket thing, and it was cute. It was very cute, very reminiscent of like a picnic basket. It was really tiny. But the problem was, I think with a lot of people, they didn't understand what the purpose was of this little basket. It was very aesthetic and had no other function. And, you know, us stationary people like usability and function. So usability, function, and aesthetic. So it's got to have all of it. So this little basket was kind of like rubbing people the wrong way, and they didn't really like it. Some people didn't like, some people didn't like these types of stamps, and some people didn't like these little things either. But I personally liked all of that stuff. But I do remember very obviously people did not like the little picnic basket thing. And so I think this box and the next box I'm going to show you are two of the ones that people were kind of like, I don't like that. And a lot of people unsubscribed because of these next two boxes. Well, this box and the box after that I'm going to show you, the summer of 2023 box. And then once we started getting the negative feedback, I think Archer and Olive really bumped it up with their fall September box of 2023, and I will show you that eventually. I'll get to that. But yeah, these two boxes, this one and the next one, are slightly lackluster. And I also I'm not sure, I might even be forgetting some other things that were in it because they just weren't as memorable. They had this had the little teeny notebook in it. I've used this one. It's full. It's just got random stickers and things in it. So I did use it, and honestly, like I said, the notebooks are my reason for buying these sub boxes. I think it's worth it just for those, but that's not true for everybody. And then there's this one, and I felt, from what I understood from a lot of people, they loved the embroidered part. Like, they thought this was so cool, because I think this was the first time they did an embroidered pattern onto a notebook. So they really loved the fact that it was embroidered, and that very cool idea. Like I said, Archer and Olive trying new things in their sub box. But what they didn't like was, a lot of people did not like the color of this notebook. This very like mustardy yellow. Personally, that didn't bother me. I actually really liked it. I mean, the embroidery won it over for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I think this was it was the second B5 I had. And I was determined to figure out how to use it, because my first B5 I did not know how to use it. It was so big, and I was intimidated by how to use it properly. So I decided to use this one as a TV journal. And this TV journal is a bit lackluster. It's not really done. There's lots of missing pages, but I do think that this is how I really got into using the B5 as my TV journal, and why I will continue to do so in the future. So I'm really grateful for this notebook. I really, really loved it. All right, enough about that one. Let's move on to the next one, because I'm spending way too long on these. I'll try to move a little faster with the rest of these. Okay, this one, as you can see, there's barely anything here, and this one I do know I am missing a bunch of things from this. So this one didn't have any washi tape. Instead, we got two different sticker sheets. This one, which it's missing a lot of stickers, I know, but we did get one sticker sheet, and there was two of these. And then we got this other one, which I used one, but this is the second one that had like merit badges, kind of. This one was about like camping outdoorsy type theme, if that wasn't obvious. And very like kind of like trying to be inspirational, I guess. And I think this is the one that truly, I think, rubbed people the wrong way a little bit. So we've got like these merit badges. And there was this little box that had like a flag. It was this flag, actually, the You Got This flag. But it was the actual like little felt flag, along with like a plastic keychain, and like something else was in there. And a lot of people did not like that at all. They did not like that being used up in the space, that it wasn't anything to do with with stationery. They felt like, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot, in the last one there was also like cards. In the last picnic one, there was a little extra thing that had cards that had, I think, motivation or inspirational quotes or activities or prompts or something on there, but I have no idea where those are. I don't have them anymore. I think there was a similar deal with this, just like inspirational stuff that people were not necessarily into. We got this water bottle, this glass water bottle that a lot of people didn't like also. I don't mind the water bottle. I use it, so I can't complain about the water bottle. We got a pencil, which I did like this. This is a pencil. I need more lead in it, obviously. And then we got a pen. This is a ballpoint pen. So those were good. And once again, my favorite thing, the 2 notebooks. We've got this one that says You Got This. Again, keeping with that like campy, inspirational type feeling. And then we also got this notebook, which a lot of people liked this one because of the design. Not necessarily the camper, but this like it's linen, I believe, but like it's got like the little knit pieces of like different colors in it. It looks very confetti, and a lot of people liked that. Mine has a giant black stain on it because I've used it, clearly. But yeah, once again, notebooks, they already did it for me. But I will say this box itself was a little bit more of a disappointment than the previous box. And the one after this one is going to be fantastic. You'll see in a second, but it was fantastic and beautiful. But yeah, the little charms and the little like plastic keychain thingies, I don't have them. I have no idea where I would have put them. I don't know where they are. I don't have them. So you can tell how much I cared about them, clearly, because I kept them around. But yeah, people didn't really like that. So a lot of people started, I think, at least from the feedback that I saw in the journaling community, a lot of people stopped subscribing after this one, or they saw the little spoilers for this one. They were like, nope, not my thing, and they unsubscribed. And this is when I think Archer and Olive showed like really good colors, because they truly did start turning it around. And that is with the next box, which is called Vintage Library. All right, this box, amazing. Everyone loved it. So this is when they started getting like real professional grade out here. So they started putting these cards in the boxes, and on the back they would say what was in the box and like put everything out and explain what everything is. Oh, another thing I forgot, in the previous box, in one of the previous boxes, there were these little this is terrible of me, by the way, but in the previous box, I think it was the Charming Picnic one. Yeah, it was the Charming Picnic one. There was solar paper where you like could put things in it and like I don't even know what it was, but I don't have it. I have no idea where I put it. But it was this kind of solar paper that allowed you to put something on it and then put it in the sun, and then it would create that image on the paper, and then you could use that as decoration and things, but I don't have that anymore. Anyway, back to this box. It literally explains everything that's in it, and this made it way easier for me to find all the items that were in this box originally. So I'll just go ahead and go down the list for this one. So we've got the Buckram A5 notebook, which is this beautiful notebook. I love this one. If I wasn't using 8x8s for my reading journals, this screams reading journal. But I might use it I'll use it for something else, because I don't currently have any plans to use A5s as reading journals. I just feel like there's not enough space for me personally to write my stuff. But Very beautiful. Absolutely love this. Seeing this, I believe this was in I can't remember if it was this or the little pockets that were in the preview that they did, the little sneak peek. But once one of the notebooks was in it, and it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away, and I had to have it, which I was going to get it anyway because I was subscribed. But a lot of people really loved this entire box because it was very much hitting on what all of us stationery people like, which is stationery items. So we got that. We have these oversized binder clips, which everyone liked because they are cute and nice, but also functional. Like I said, it's got to be aesthetic and functional. So we've got these really big binder clips. I love these. I have used them for things. I keep them in my desk, and they are very useful when I need them. We've got the Pocket Library, which are these two gorgeous notebooks. We have this green one that is lined, very beautiful. This one's not lined, this is dot grid. Green, beautiful decorations all the way around. Currently, this one is unused. This one is lined. I love this design. It's gorgeous. This is currently our house drinks notebook, where we have all of the drinks that we serve in our house, which came in very useful for Thanksgiving. We had people just open it and look at what they wanted to get to drink. So, beautiful notebooks. The memo pad, which was super reminiscent, like they have all the things set up like it's a library borrower's card. Of course, they're not actually like labeled that way, but it was just such a cool idea. And there's different colors. A red one, a kind of yellow one, and this like bluish gray one. Fantastic. The rotating date stamp and ink pad, this was so cool. I mean, it is still so cool, and it goes so far in the future. It goes to 2032. So, I don't know, 2033. So it goes pretty far ahead in the future, so you can use this for a long, long time. And that was another thing that really was like, oh, yes, this is so aesthetic and useful. Fantastic. I haven't used it because I'm afraid of stamps. But now that I'm getting more into stamps, I'll probably try to use it, especially in like my daily journal. I feel like that would be very, very good. We got our classic book and typewriter stickers here, which were just like letter number stickers. There was way more, but I've used several of them. So we had like several copies of these like book letter typewriter stickers with like the cream colored paper and the white paper. Again, very useful, very lovely. The only thing about these types of sticker sheets, which this is a problem with every sticker sheet that has letters, there's never enough of the letters you need. And there's always too much of a letter that you'll never use. So that's just a general problem, though, with these types of sticker sheets. That's not Archer and Olive's fault. We have our Vintage Library washi tape, which I also really love. My favorite is the bookshelf design. So cute. This one also has like really cute like little stamp ones almost, like from the library of, currently reading, book review, and you peel them off almost like stamps. And they come in different colors. There's like white and like a this dark grayish one, and there's a red one that's further in there. And these ones look like book spines. Love it. And of course, star rating. Love it. It was perfect. It's all perfect. And then we have the calligraphs, which are screaming Vintage Library colors. The calligraphs, again, are not the acrylographs. These are the, I'm blanking on the word now. These are the brush pens. This was also before they were giving us the little name stickers, so I put my own name stickers on there, but they're peeling off. I have to come up with another way to do that. But yeah, this box really did get people way more excited again about the sub boxes. And then a lot of people resubscribed after this box because they really loved it. I think this box, when it opened again, for new subscribers, I think it sold out in like an hour. Like, it was very quick because this was such a good box. Really did. And I do think that Archer and Olive truly did listen to all the feedback of like, do not give us stuff that isn't stationery related that we can't use as a part of our, you know, fun stationery stuff. Give us things we can use with our stationery. And I think they definitely did that and definitely delivered. All right, the next one, which is the last one of the year 2023, which was called Celestial Wonders. All right, our beauty Celestial Wonders, again with the really helpful cards. All right, we've got the A5 Starfall notebook. Guess I always do the notebooks first on these lists. This one, I don't know why, it always shocks me when I open it because the design on the front of the box is the same. But for some reason, I always imagine that the notebook is darker than it actually is because of the cover is very dark. So it kind of always shocks me when I open this and that I see it's like a bright purple. But this notebook was very unique because this notebook has dark navy blue pages instead of black pages or white dot grid pages. So that was really interesting. I love this notebook cover. It's beautiful. They also started doing, I don't know when they started doing the inside covers, but they started doing the inside covers, and we've got little stars on the inside. I love this notebook, but I have no idea how I'm going to ever use it. It's got the dark navy blue pages, and I don't know how exactly I would like to use that. I'm very wary about dark color pages, so I'm not quite sure what to do with it, but it's gorgeous. So I will take it and figure out something in the future. We have the 7x7 Sun and Moon notebook, another experimental notebook because it's soft cover, which I still haven't seen another soft cover notebook from them. They have this like glittery design on the cover, which isn't like real glitter because it doesn't come off or anything, but I think is really pretty. I'm currently using this one as a D&D notebook. So all of my D&D adventures are in this one. If you want to see how I set it up, there's a video on my channel about it. But yeah, currently using this one. This one will continue to be of use. And I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. It's so unique. It's beautiful. Sorry for the shaking camera. The next thing is a celestial stencil. And I know what they're talking about. This was like a metal, I believe it was a metal stencil that had like half circles and sun rays and like charts and things on it. I have no idea what that stencil is. There's another stencil that I'm gonna have to talk about later on that I also have no idea where it is. I don't know why I can't keep track of the stencils. I guess I don't use them, so I don't keep track of them. I have no idea where they are. But people really like the stencils from Archer and Olive. Most people think that they're really good and really useful. And a lot of people do bullet journaling with these journals and notebooks and stationery. So the stencils are really helpful, especially when they match the notebooks that you're getting. Again, I'm really sorry about the shaking. I'm not quite sure what's up with the current setup that everything needs to shake. But the next thing is this writing pen, this really beautiful celestial design pen, and it writes with white gel ink. But it really is it was a struggle to use it at first because I don't know if like it's because it was cold in the winter months when it arrived, and so it struggled to get the ink going. But it took a hot minute for it to even write properly, and like I said, I don't use blackout paper a lot or dark paper a lot, so I haven't had a real excuse or need to use it yet, but I hope whenever I do decide to use it that it still works. But I do think it's a good pen. I did see a lot of people say that the little ball in the pen left like streaks in the middle of when you use the pen itself. And if you've used like a gel pen before that the ball gets in the way, then you know what I'm talking about. But I still think it probably works fine. All right, we've got this A5 journal cover. Very gold, very celestial being. I don't use journal covers too often, but this one is very nice. if I ever do end up using this notebook for something, well, I do plan to use it. I just don't know when or for what. I'll probably put it in here and use it that way. Or I might like gift this to somebody if I end up gifting an A5 journal to someone, which I might plan on doing this Christmas because I just think it might be a good idea. Then I would give them this cover as well. My grandmother really loves journaling, so I was thinking about sending her one of these beautiful journals because she loves journaling. Of course, we've got our decorative tape. These ones are a little smaller than the normal ones, but we've got really good designs. We've got this like iridescent kind of one in the middle here. We have a purple one with stars, a blue one with stars, and I love this one. I use this one all the time. You can tell it's lower than all the other ones because I use it for everything. It's black with gold, and it's just got like clouds and the moon. Like, I think that's like Saturn in the back, stars, the sun. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it, and I use it for everything. So, of course, always use my decorative tape. I will use them till they're all gone. We have this pearlescent notepad, which has several different colors. And they say it's pearlescent. There's like a shine to the pages. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but there's like a shine to these pages. It's very, very lovely. I don't use notepads too often, but I have used this one at least once. But me not using notepads has to do specifically with myself and not to do with the quality of the notepads at all. But notepads are a very useful product. And then last but not least, the acrylographs. Now these ones are acrylographs, so they are the paint pens. And these ones are a little chunky. They are 1.3 millimeters, so they're a bit thicker, they're bolder. But this is when they started giving us the little stickers with the names of the colors, which was very helpful. And I actually really like all these colors. Again, still working on using these paint pens because I don't use them too often, but really good. Overall, for me, fantastic box. Again, the journals won it for me just off bucks because they're fantastic. But then we're moving into 2024, and I think 2024 was a fantastic year for the sub boxes. I think they're all amazing. But let's go ahead and start with the March one, which was, I'm blanking on the name, so I'm going to look at it. Notes from Nature. All right, Notes from Nature, the March of 2024 sub box. And this one I was especially excited about when I got it because it has 3 notebooks in it, not 2. And that, I can't. As someone who's literally here for the notebooks, I was dying. Amazing. Fantastic. All right, so let's start with, I guess the first one on the list, which is the A5 Naturalist notebook, which is this beautiful notebook. And honestly, I wish I could properly explain to you what this feels like. It's vegan leather. I know it's vegan leather, but it feels so nice. Honestly, I don't want to touch it too much because I'm leaving fingerprints all over it, but it feels so nice. It's gorgeous. We have the gold foil on the front, the beautiful designs in the corners. We've got spine decoration. We have the back. It's the same design, but this time it's, I think, embossed or debossed. I don't know the difference between each of them. Debossed is this kind, right? Embossed is this kind, at least I think. This one also had a beautiful inside cover that I totally forgot about, but also has deckled edges for the pages, which is very interesting, but very matches really with the vibes of this like naturalist feel. Natural, nature, all that. Really beautiful. I love it. The next one was the A5 Field Notes sketchbook. So again, this is the second notebook now, and there's another one. There's this, covered in leather, and you undo it. And this isn't a cover, this is like the actual interior of the notebook. Like it's all connected with this. Still beautiful. It has craft paper and it's blank, no dots or lines or anything. Again, really feeling that nature vibe though with this. And I think it's fantastic. I think some people were saying that they really wished that that this was a cover and not necessarily a notebook, but I can't ever be mad about another notebook. So I had no complaints. The next one was acrylographs. So we're moving back into acrylographs instead of the calligraphs being given. But have these ones still hitting the tone pretty well with these colors. And this was the thing that everybody got excited about. There was a fountain pen and ink set. So here's the fountain pen that we got. Ooh. Really lovely. I don't know if that's blurry or not still. And then we got inks. And we got 3 different kinds of inks, a dark blue, a kind of teal, and then a green. And these bottles are really pretty. I think right now in mine is the teal or the green. I can't remember, but everyone was getting really excited about these fountain pens, and people liked them, so you'll notice on the website that there are fountain pens. At least there were for the winter release. I don't know if they're sold out now or not, but they have been releasing inks and fountain pens on the website as something to purchase separately. So again, that's what we mean when we say that they use the boxes to find out what people are interested in. All right, and then the B6 Leafy Notebook. Beautiful, gorgeous. This one is a chunky one. There's more pages in it. There's 160 pages in this one, which is more than the usual B6 notebooks. Really lovely spine design. Lovely cover. Fantastic. This one had some stickers. They had like pressed flowers and like labeled stickers with like sayings on them. But I definitely 100% used all of those and they're gone. They're not here anymore. I used them. They have this big decorative tapes. These were massive chunky ones. I have been using them. They're just really big and there's a lot of it. But I do love these. They're amazing. Of course, always use the washi tape. And there was a scalloped edge ruler, which I loved that scalloped edge ruler. I used it for so long, but it was left on the floor by accident, and then I walked past and accidentally stepped on it. So it's now broken, but I really enjoyed it when I had it. And yeah, that was the start of this. That was this box. And we're really rolling really well with 2024 with this starting box. The next one is from June of 2024, and it's still fantastic. All right, the next one, which was the June of 2024 box, is the Des Aesthetic. This one, really love this one. So we'll look at the back to see what all the things are. All right, the A5 Soft Composition, which is this one. And this, I love this so much, but I genuinely have absolutely no idea what I would do with this. It looks, mostly because it looks like a composition book and it gives me so much nostalgia, but also it's like a fancy composition book. And like, and composition books usually are just scratchbooks. Like they cost like 50 cents to $1 and you like just kind of do whatever in them. I used composition books a lot as a teacher because my students would use composition books for most of their writing. And it's just, I love a good composition book, but I have no idea what to do with it because it's just it's so beautiful. But yeah, this is a gorgeous composition book. I have no idea what I would do with it. And some of Archer and Olive's notebooks have such like specific themes to them that I feel like I need to use them for a specific purpose. Obviously I don't, but sometimes I really kind of want to. This is one of them where I feel like there's a very specific purpose for this book, and I just haven't discovered it yet. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. The next one is the B5 Measured book, which is this one. This B5 is a bit smaller than the normal B5s that we have. I think, will it say? Not on the back of this. But really pretty. Vegan leather, this really nice green color. It's got like the measuring side, which I don't know that it really measures, but it's cool looking. And then we have our little decals in the middle and a measured spine. And this inside has all of those designs. And like, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's almost like rainbow effect, because there's like a red and an orange, purples, blues, more lightish blues, greens, almost yellowish, and then orange and red, and we're going back. So yeah, very nice. But this has less pages for sure than a normal B6. Yeah, it's got 112 pages instead of 160, which does make me hesitate on what to use this one for. Honestly, if I was teaching, I would actually try to use this as a not like a bullet journal planner, but I would try to use this as a lesson planner for myself, because I did still put a lot of things in journals and notebooks for my plans for plans. So probably I would use this as some kind of lesson planner if I was still teaching, but I'm currently not teaching, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it at this point. But I do plan to go back to teaching, so if I manage to hold on to it for that long, that'll probably be what I use it for. But it's very cute. I absolutely love it. The next thing is these dual-tipped pins. These, again, they have the name on them on the side. And these are not acrylographs. They're more like highlighters, I guess. And so on one side, they have like a chunky, flatter side, which is 3 millimeters. I don't know if you can see. There it is. And then the other side is 0.04 millimeters, which very skinny. I actually really like really skinny pens like this. I like writing with really tiny millimeter pens. So I love these. I use these all the time in my reading journal to write the titles for the books. So these get a lot of use. I keep them with my regular pens and use them pretty often. So definitely useful. Washi tape, of course. Now these washi tape, I will actually say I don't use them very often because they are very bullet journal coated. So this is like the few that I don't use very often, with 2 exceptions. So we've got these, like this design I do use because it's just pink and it's got some like stationery decoration on it, which is, I could still use that, and some gold foil. We have this one which has times on it. This one I have never used. But I do think it is useful for someone who does bullet journaling. So I'll still count it as useful stationery. Yeah, and it starts, you gotta find the time one, and it starts at midnight and goes all the way. It uses, I call it military time. It's really the standard time that most people use. But in the US, this is technically military time, which is fine because I'm used to military time. My father's in the military, so works fine for me, but some people may not like it. We have these check boxes, which are also one that I haven't used, but still think is useful for people who bullet journal. I probably could use it as a design. It's just kind of boxes, so. And then we have this measuring tape, which I have used as decoration before because it's just kind of a measuring tape. It doesn't have to necessarily be for bullet journaling, so I use this one as well. But yeah, of course, always gotta use the washi tape. I always think they're useful. The B5 stencil the B5 planning stencil, once again, I have no idea where my stencils are, so I can't show you that one, but a lot of people really do like the stencils. They find them really, really useful. And I think people wanted a B5 one specifically anyway because we didn't have one for the B5 size notebook before. So I think that was a very good choice to put in there. Then we have this A5 zipper folio, which I love this. It reminds me of those, I guess it's supposed to be reminiscent of those Trapper Keepers that you had in like grade school that would hold all of your stuff. Well, attempt to hold all your stuff. Mine never actually did. But this one holds an A5, and I'm sure it could hold a slightly smaller one just fine. And you could put your washi tapes on this little ring here and put some pens down here. It fits the items that came in the box pretty well, and it's got some pockets, and then this little side pocket that you could just use to stick the back end of the journal in. And yeah, very good, very nice. I did use it for a little bit to hold my D&D journal that I was planning on using but hadn't started yet. But I'm not quite sure what I would use this for currently, because I kind of have too many notebooks and not enough like folders. Not enough of these to justify the amount of notebooks I carry around. If they're going to get knocked around, they're going to get knocked around at this point. But I do really like this, and I think it would be very useful for someone. Right, the memo pad, which memo pads are always useful, good stationery. This one is really cute, just got the little pin on the top, and just kind of a regular notepad. On the back of the pages, they have grid paper, and the front, they have some lined paper. Also reminiscent of the composition notebook type paper. All well and good. And stickers. I actually haven't used these stickers because they very much give bullet journal again. This one was very bullet journal coded, I will say. I personally don't bullet journal, but I still think that it really does match stationery vibes that people really like. So we've got these. They have little, I'm blanking on the word. Yeah, I'm blanking on the word. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. But we've got these at the top, mood trackers that go for 31 days, and they kind of have it pre-marked for you. And then at the bottom, like little foldy things with paper clips on them. And this one looks like habit trackers and also the year at a glance. And there's 2 sheets of each. So pretty good. Like I said, we really have moved away from getting little plastic keychains in the sets, and we are now moving to where pretty much every single item is very purposeful and very much we're trying to give you things specifically for your stationery and journaling journeys. And I think people really, really appreciated that, and I've really enjoyed that. And I really just appreciate that Archer and Olive truly did listen to their fans and were like, hey, we would like more of this, please. And they said, sure. And gave them what they wanted. And still found a way to test out things that they wanted to test out, such as, in this case, the testing out one was the stencil, I'm pretty sure. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We only have 2 more left, and I'm not going to spend too much time on the last 2 because if you've been on my channel, you've seen them. I've already done unboxing videos for them. So I'll just kind of speed through them and then talk about my final thoughts with pricing and whether or not I think that the sub box is worth it. All right. This one is the Dark and Decadent Academia. I will say a complaint with this one that came about was that the Dark and Decadent the academia part, I think, threw people off a little bit. And some people said this didn't feel as much as Dark Academia as they expected. It didn't take the tone that they thought it would. And I can kind of understand that, but I really like this one. So let's start with the A5, because that's what it seems like we're always starting with. The A5 notebook, which absolutely gorgeous. I love this one. We've got these beautiful side designs. Again, you've seen this one. It's It's really gorgeous. This one is super, super decorated. Like, very decorated. And honestly, again, this feels like some type of old storybook, or like, I don't even know. Like, it's got such a specific feel to it, and I want to figure out what to use that specific feeling for. Like, what is it? What's that specific feeling I'm getting from this book? Anyway, I'll figure it out at some point. So we have that one. We have our Pocket Library Volume 2, which, to be honest, now that they've done this twice, they did it for the last, because this is September's box. They did it for the previous September box with our other set. I would absolutely love it if they just kept doing this. Every September we get another Pocket Library. I would love that so much. These ones were a little bit different. This red one has gray paper inside, which is pretty cool. These small ones actually don't have decoration on the inside cover, but that's fine. They're so gorgeous. And this one actually has craft paper inside, which is pretty cool. I've never used craft paper, but I kind of want to figure out if they're going to do it. And this is going to sound so strange, but I want to see if they'll do the pocket libraries again before I decide what I want to do with all the dot grid ones. Like I said, for the red one in the other box, I've already used it for something, but I think I want to start having like a theme going on if we continue getting these pocket libraries. Okay, anyway, next, some gel pens. So we got these nice gel pens. Not a huge fan of gel pens because I don't like inky kind of pens very much, but they are still very nice. Pretty good. No names for these ones though. We've got these metal tab bookmarks, which I do like, but I don't really do the kind of journaling that requires me to flip back and forth between different sections of my notebook. So I don't really have a current use for them, but I do think it's still a pretty good piece of stationery item. We've got our collage paper book, which I am trying so hard to find out how to use collage paper properly. I have collage paper. I have like little sticky notepad things that are decorated. I want to know how to use collage paper, so I'm currently working on how I can use that properly. We have our ancient key letter opener, which I believe this is probably this and the metal tab bookmarks are probably the experiment going on. This one is kind of stationery related, but not really. But it is really cool, I will say. Very nice. And I have been using it to open packages and boxes. Not letters necessarily, but like the plastic off of boxes and the little tape that covers like Amazon boxes. I have been using it to like slice that open. We have the Academia stickers, which I love these. I haven't even used them yet. I haven't even used one set yet because I think they're so pretty. And I'm a little bit scared to use them because they're just so good. I'll probably use them as a decoration for some type of theme. Honestly, probably it'll go in my movie journal because I haven't finished catching up in my movie journal, and I need to do some of the month pages, and I haven't done that yet. So probably will be used for one of those. And for some reason on this list, they actually don't put the washi tape, but we did get washi tape as well. It's not listed on the what's inside, but we did get washi tape as well. Also very nice. I consistently love the book stickers, or the book washi. And yeah, that's this one. All right. Still really good. We have one possibly iffy one that people may not enjoy because it's not necessarily too stationery related, but still overall a really, really good box. All right, last box, which is the Cottage Comfort box from winter of this year or December of this year. And again, if you want to see like a complete look at it, you can look at my, you can take a look at my page because I have a unboxing for it. In fact, all my stuff is still in the box because I haven't really undone everything yet. But I'll just kind of speed through what's in here using this. So the A5 notebook Folk Tradition, which this notebook is one of the most gorgeous notebooks I think they've ever released. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And I'll just do the inside cover too. So beautiful. I am probably, well, I don't have 2 children, but I will probably use this. I'm going to hold on to this because I plan on having a second child. And I will probably end up using this journal as a journal for my child. Just because I've already got stuff for my other child, but for my current child. But I'll probably use this for a second child that I have. So you may never see this notebook again, just so you're aware, because if it's gonna be for a unborn child that hasn't happened yet, then probably you'll never see it again. But just be prepared for that. The next one is the square notebook called Sweater Weather, and love this. It's this design all the way around. I'm not going to pull it out, but 8x8, really interesting design. It almost doesn't look real because it looks like knit fabric, which I think is so cool. It's actually feels like a linen or a buckram, but it's so cool looking. And I know that it's knit. It's supposed to be like knit, which it does look like knit, but it also reminds me of 8-bit games. So I don't know. I'm a little on the fence about how to use this one, but it'll probably end up being a reading journal because all of my 8x8s are about to be relegated to reading journals. All right, we have the acrylographs. These lovelies. Once again, on my other video, I have swatches and everything for these acrylographs on white and blackout paper. They're really pretty. I quite like them. We've got the washi tape. Really gorgeous. We've got acrylic stamps and ink pad. So we've got these acrylic stamp. We have the acrylic block. We have this really beautiful petal ink pad. And we have these stamps, which I did figure out how to clean, so they're clean now. Lovely. We've got the corner paper punch, which I love this. This seems like the experiment they were doing. Although the ink pad could also be a part of the experiments they were doing. But we have the corner paper punch, which I thought was really cool. Our embroidered bookmark. And vegan leather stickers, which also are kind of an experiment, I suppose. We did a lot of experimenting with this box, I think. Maybe because it's the end of the year. I think the previous winter box also had a decent amount of experimentation in it. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. I also think this box it rides the line pretty well of experimental items that we're not sure about, but also still purposeful stationery. So this is a hole punch, experimental, not a thing that we usually see from Archer and Olive, but it also involves stationery, and it's not keychains or water bottles, or in a previous older box there was a little tea tin container. I currently use it to store pens, so I think it was fine, but a lot of people didn't like it. So I do think that they've done a really good job of taking what people like, which is stationary items, and turning them into new but interesting things. All right, that was everything in the past 8 subscription boxes that we've had for Archer and Olive. So many things, so many notebooks. I absolutely love it. Probably about half of my notebook collection at this point, for Archer and Olive specifically, are just notebooks that came in the sub boxes, because you get so many. You get, at the very minimum, if you subscribe for the entire year, you will get at least 8 notebooks, because there is at least 2 in every box, and there's 4 boxes a year. So already 16 notebooks just from those subscription boxes and nothing else. So again, if you want to do the subscription, I suggest do it if you really love stationery, and if you're a type of person who really wants to use up your notebooks as you get them. I would also suggest that you try not to buy any other notebooks in the middle of the sub boxes if you like to use your notebooks immediately and want to keep like up to date with your own notebooks, because you will have a lot by the time you even get through like two cycles. You've already got 4 notebooks, and not everybody goes through notebooks that fast. In fact, I am one of those people that doesn't go through notebooks that fast, but I just really like them, so I keep getting them. In terms of pricing, and I'll probably start moving these away from this pile here that I've created, so I can start putting my things back on the shelves where they belong, and moving all of these small items back where they belong as well. But let's talk about pricing. So, hold on one second. Okay, for the subscription box, it is $75 to subscribe. And that right there already tells me that it's definitely worth it. These boxes are fantastic. Again, $75 though is a lot of money, and you also have to take into account the shipping and the tax that goes on it. Shipping in the US, I believe, is unless you pay over $100. If you're in the US and you have over $100 in your cart, then shipping is free. But since $75 isn't $100 and you can't add anything into your subscription, then you will always get taxed the shipping. So you'll always be taxed, and I'm pretty sure it's a flat $10 for shipping in the US specifically. If you're international, I'm so sorry, it's probably a lot more. And for international folks, I'm pretty sure it's usually not worth it. And I would probably tell you it's not worth it. I've heard people tell me that their shipping is sometimes $80, and that's not worth it to me, I'm sorry. That is just a bit too much. With my shipping and taxes, it ends up being like $89, or I'll round it up to $90. So for me, that's not bad. I still find that is incredibly worth it, like adding up the price of these individual items. That would be probably the way they're priced on the website. So for me, definitely worth it. For the entire year, if you get all 4 boxes, you'd end up, if you're in the US, probably be around $360. The state taxes for me are pretty high, so unless you're like in a really crazy area, like I don't know a place that has really high taxes like New York or maybe California. If you're in one of those places, the taxes may be a little higher, but I doubt they would go higher than like $95. I doubt you'll hit $100 for this sub box. In the US, I have to caveat that, in the US, you're charged on the 1st at midnight. So the 1st of March, the 1st of June, the 1st of September, and the 1st of December. And then your box is usually shipped out within a week or 2. And you'll probably receive it probably a week and a half after you've done it. It sometimes is shorter, usually not longer. It usually takes about a week, 2 weeks for it to actually ship to you. I'm across the country because they ship from California. At least so far, they've still been shipping the sub boxes from the California place and not the Texas place. But so I'm all the way across. I'm on the East Coast, and it takes about a week and a half for it to come to me. And I feel like that's probably the furthest away you're gonna get. So probably about a week and a half. Probably won't take less. If you're international, again, I'm sure it's probably going to be longer, and I don't know all the stipulations on international shipping because I'm not international. So if you are international, take that with a grain of salt, but I do think personally, for the price that I pay for it, it's very, very much worth it to get at least 2 notebooks, probably some type of washi tape, which is really nice, some type of sticker, usually. And it seems like recently in every other box, it seems like we're getting some type of ink or some type of stamp or things like that. There's some type of pen to use, whether that be acrylographs, the ink pens, the kind you put the ink in, gel pens, or highlighter pens. There's some kind of pen in every box. There's also some type of fun item that you maybe didn't think about before, like collage paper, or the hole puncher, or these really cool binder clips, or the date stamp. All of those things also very fun and interesting. Like I said, I think now Archer and Olive have really gotten their sub boxes down. I think the one issue that people would have is they personally just don't like the design of the box, if that makes sense. Like if you don't like Cozy Cottage feel, then you probably won't like the Cozy Cottage winter box. Okay, so that's probably where that's coming in. But I do think the products themselves in the box are really, really good and very useful. Just if you don't like the design, you don't like the design, but that's fine. That's just up to preference. For if the items are actually useful and worth it, I would say absolutely 100%. And you probably pay about, I think I said this, you pay about $360 per year if you were to be on the subscription box for the full year. Around the same as if you were in the Kit Club for a full year. All right, I think that's everything to do with the sub boxes. If you have any questions about the sub boxes, let me know, or you could also ask Archer and Olive, obviously. But and again, I'm not sponsored by Archer and Olive or anything like that. I just really like their products. I think they're fantastic, and I've always loved journaling and notebooks, and I've always tried to find like the perfect notebook that fits all my needs, and I truly think Archer and Olive notebooks have solidly found their place permanently on my shelves as fantastic, good quality notebooks, and so I will just sing their praises forever. Sorry if that sounds a little weird, but I do just genuinely love their products. So yeah, enough of my gushing, I guess, about Archer and Olive. If you've gotten any of these past sub boxes, let me know which one was your favorite from the past 2 years, or if you got some in the earlier years, let me know. I have a couple from the early years, but they weren't in order or anything. I have the winter one that had the mug in it, and the really beautiful like coffee cup notebook that I absolutely adore. I got the wild one, which only had one notebook in it. And I also got the Amalfi Coast one that had a really pretty, like, traveler's one that had a really pretty design on it. And the bright yellow one that had a moped on it. Again, of course, I only remember the notebooks because the notebooks are my favorite part. But yeah, anyway, thanks for checking out my video. And again, I'm not trying to convince you to get a subscription or anything. I just wanted to let you know so you're well informed about the items that Archer and Olive typically puts in their sub boxes. And it's a variety, but you can tell there is a pattern. There is some kind of pattern, as I've pointed out. There's notebooks, there's usually some type of decorative tape or washi tape, there's usually something to write with, whether that be acrylographs, calligraphs, pens, those like highlighter pens, gel pens, things like that. There's some type of sticker product, and there's, some type of experimental product that you probably wouldn't be able to guess unless you got the box itself. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm thinking about branching out into I do want to try other notebooks. So I've been looking at other companies to see about some others I can try out. Currently looking specifically at Typhosi, I think that's how you say it, because their notebooks are also looking very beautiful nowadays. So thinking about looking into those, also thinking about some notebook therapy ones as well. But if there's any other really good notebook companies that you know about, let me know and I'll probably check them out. I might order one or two to like see what they're like. But yeah, anyway, I probably won't do another subscription just yet. But I will take a look at some of their notebooks. So let me know what your favorite notebook company is. All right, enough rambling. Thanks for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. If you like the content or if you like any of my other videos, if you could please subscribe or leave a comment, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.